So yeah guys, welcome again to my channel and welcome to my healthy option series, which may not look very healthy right now because I'm rendering some bacon. And we have to treat ourselves sometimes, and you put something in there that tastes pretty good, you would want to use it, you would want to have that meal. So I'm going to render some bacon, get the fat out of there, and once that's done, I'm going to set this aside, and then I'm going to go ahead with my Swiss chard and mushrooms. Today I'm featuring Swiss chard, mushrooms, and asparagus. So I'm going to render the bacon, and then I'll get to preparing the Swiss chard, mushroom, and the bacon, and the asparagus. Okay, so my bacon is done. I'll just really dry them off and get most of that oil out of there and let it drain, and I'll set these aside. But this is what I'm going to chop and sprinkle on my finished meal. So here we are with our veggies: Swiss chard, some mushrooms, and some asparagus. We're going to be sauteing these in a very little butter and oil, extra virgin olive oil, and just let it saute and steam for a little bit. The mushrooms, I usually would just use a damp paper towel and just to wipe off any dirt or earth or whatever is on there. Just wipe them off before I. These were pretty clean. So these were pretty clean. Because you don't like to soak them in water and all that, they get kind of mushy. You know, it's a very delicate vegetable. So there we go. Now I cleaned those. I already rinsed my Swiss chard. We'll just give these a rough chop. There are several ways you can do Swiss chard. You can mix it with other like shrimp or beans or chickpeas, and and stuff like that. So then you can juice this also. It's a good vegetable to juice. So give those a rough chop. Let's put that in there. Okay. And our asparagus. As I said before with the asparagus, when you buy it, you just lightly bend it and see where it breaks off at, and that's the part you want to eat, where it breaks off at. And you can use this, but it's maybe a little chewy. You may have to cook it a little longer. So we just use the part that breaks off pretty easily. So for this, I'll just use this. This can go into a stock maybe, but for now I just wanted, for this process, I just wanted the top parts of it. Okay, and I usually would like to leave them, long like this. I just like seeing the asparagus as an asparagus. So we're just going to leave those like that. Now we're going to get our pan heated, and we'll put some garlic in there, some onions, and then we'll get cracking with our veggies. So here we are, we're just giving the onions and the sweating the onions and the garlic just to let them infuse the oil. And we let this go for about a minute before we put anything else in there. Now, over here, I just chopped my mushrooms. I just sliced them into, you know, little slices, thin slices. And then we have the asparagus. So once the onions have become translucent, and I'll start putting the stuff in. The first one I'm going to put in there is the asparagus. I'm going to put the asparagus in first because this is going to take a little longer than the other stuff to cook. So just a little softer. Now, once you start to smell that garlic cooking, you can start putting your veggies in there. I'm going to put in the mushrooms. And these, it's not going to take very long. Once I put the Swiss chard in there and it's wilted, that's it. We're going to be done. Season to taste. I just put a 1/4 teaspoon of bouillon powder, just to give it some flavor. I'm going to slap a cover on there and give it 4 or 5 minutes, and then we'll check it again. Okay, so I found a few dried cranberries in the refrigerator, and I just decided to add them in here. And that's the thing with this thing; it's so forgiving when you're cooking veggies and trying to look for a healthy option. You can put things in there that you like, and things that you can even put a fruit, like mangoes. You can dice your mangoes and add it in there, or just place it on the top. So I have some dried cranberries in there. I'm going to just let some of this liquid dry out, and then we'll be done. And the cranberries would offer a nice sweet element whilst you're eating. It'd be fantastic. Okay, so the Swiss chard has released a lot of liquid in there, so that's what I'm having. I'm just gonna let it dry out a little bit because I don't want it to be sappy. Nice and dry, and you know, something you can handle. So I'll be back. Awesome. All that liquid is gone. You just need to stir that around, and we're done. Shut the heat off, take it off the fire. And now that's the plate, your healthy options plate. It's awesome. Just a little sprinkle of some bacon, not too much, just to give it that little crunch and to give you something that you love. If you don't eat bacon, turkey bacon, or leave it out completely. Like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you enjoy this recipe. It's so simple. And just try it. Just make it and enjoy it. You can have it as a side dish to something else. You can add up meat to it. You know, it's it varies. The varieties are endless. So thanks again for watching. Be safe. Bon appetit.